Hello, everybody. Hellcrex here, and welcome to another Mercenary Thoughts from the Inner Sphere, episode 342. And today we're going to be talking about the Light SRM Carrier, the 40-ton Torn Concordate vehicle, little wheeled vehicle, 40 tons. It's kind of like a cheap mobile version, more mobile version than the standard SRM Carrier. Firepower is about half of what the other one is, but yeah, it gets there a little faster. All right, so the Light SRM Carrier is a 4.6, has internal combustion engine, so it's actually about twice as fast as your standard SRM Carrier. Like I said, the firepower is about half of what the other one is, but I'd rather have something that's a little more mobile that can actually get to the fight and then deliver its packages. So, what are those packages, you ask? Well, it's all wrapped around the vehicle, which is a wheeled vehicle. Let's see, it has 0 heat sinks and 4.5 tons or 72 points of armor. All right, and the weapons are, well, it doesn't carry much, but 5 SRM 6s with 3 tons of ammo. I think it is, something like that. So, yeah, not bad. It does suffer one thing. It doesn't have anything that can reach out and touch anything. So basically, it's kind of like a mobile city fighter, ambush kind of vehicle. Kind of the same way you use the SRM carrier. You just keep it in hiding until something gets close and you roll out and go, hello, I'm here, and then it dies. Because if anything with any bit of firepower survives the initial barrage of all the SRMs, usually turn around is like, I'm not going to face that ever again, so that thing's got to go. So a lot of times I always think about the standard SRM carrier. You might have been better off just not having maybe one launcher and put that in, or 2 launchers and put it into more armor to keep the thing alive a little bit longer. Because typically it's like a couple good shots and they're dead. But with 72 points of armor, it's not too bad. We got 16 on the front, 14 on the sides, 12 on the rear, and 16 in the turret. And to be honest, very seldom do you ever see a vehicle die because all the turret armor got ripped off of it, unless it's in a hull down position. It's typically the front and the sides they're gone fairly quick, especially if you get concentrated on. And being a wheeled vehicle, you're going to have a couple pluses there for mobility shots. So even if it takes some shots and survives, it's probably going to be running a little slow. It might lose a pip or 2 of movement, or even be, half that, or even mobility hit with can't move at all. So there's that. That's one of the problems. But when you got a weapon system that only goes out to 9, like I said, it best used in a city or type of heavy terrain that it can hide behind for the most part until it can get close and deliver its missiles. So, yeah, it's to be unobtrusive is the design of this thing, is to stay out of the way, don't attract any attention, and then when everybody's busy beating on something else, you come out and go, hello, it's me. I'm here to say, have some missiles. And if you hit with all 5, typically that's roughly, on an average, you get 4. My experience over the years is you get about 4 of those missiles will hit. So if you get all 6, that's 24 missiles, or not 20 missiles, and you're up to 40 points of damage in 2-point blocks. So yeah, that's not bad. And typically you're going to have possibly a few of those are going to be floating crits or head hits. So they'll know you're there. So that's one nice thing about SRMs or SRM Carrier, is that you run these in a Lance, and it's not that expensive. I think it's about 500 and something battle value. Let me check real quick. I forgot to mention that. 578. All right, so there you go. Not too bad. You can basically run a Lance of these things for the price of some of the higher end, especially in the area you're looking at. It's the 3060. you're going to have some mechs that are going to be pretty expensive, especially if they're like inner sphere refits with clan tech, and yeah, they're starting to get up there in the high point values. So yeah, that could be a way to fill in gaps. Or you're looking at, yeah, I got maybe I don't want to have a light mech or something. Maybe I want a couple vehicles, and I can just shoehorn them in with some good firepower. Because let me tell you, 5 SRM6s hitting somebody, they're going to know you're there. And then they may turn around and say, I'm going to kill that vehicle, and maybe that will keep the heat off one of your mechs that you want to keep alive instead. So it's a give and take. Are you willing to sacrifice something? It's like playing chess. What do you want to sacrifice as the pawn? And a lot of times this might be the pawn. Or a rook. However you want to use it. So, yeah, it's not too bad. Now, there is a couple other versions, or another version of this. Now, this one I'm not a big fan of, but it does add some firepower downrange. This is the Thunderbolt carrier. So you convert your SRMs to Thunderbolt 5s. Then you got 5 of them with 36 rounds. The direct fire weaponry kind of circumstance there, but this comes in at a little over 700 battle value, so it's more expensive for throwing things downrange. The only thing I don't like about Thunderbolts is if you're facing off against anybody that has Artemis in this day and age of, you know, there's probably going to be a few, the mechs on the other side are going to have Artemis on board. Not Artemis, but what am I saying, Artemis? Anti-missile system, there you go. Because all it takes is a hit from an anti-missile system and it's done, because it's a single missile. All right. So, yeah, there's that. So it said it was introduced in the Jihad, and it has a fusion engine with advanced weaponry, so it has 5 Thunderbolt 5 launchers. So there's that. Now, with a fusion engine, heck, I would have probably maybe kept a few medium lasers or something of that nature, and then instead of one of those launchers, put a couple, 3 medium lasers and a little more armor or something. Make use of the fusion engine and those 10 heat sinks that come with it. So yeah, it's one of those things where I look at a design and go, how can I change it to make it better? Because all you're really doing is throwing stuff into the turret and making use of said equipment in a more better way. And the use of medium lasers with heat sinks just go hand in hand, like chocolate and peanut butter, right? Reese's peanut butter cup. So yeah, that's kind of like how I look at that. It's like immediately I'm looking at how I would change it. Now, I was thinking of this one also. We got the SRM Carrier, light one. And then you got the Thunderbolt version. I'm just thinking to myself, why couldn't they have made an LRM, light LRM Carrier? Hey, it's the same chassis, just changing what's in the turret, right? And let's see if I dig this up. Here we go. I got a version of it. It's like the light LRM Carrier. Basically, you replace the 5 SRMs with 5 LRMs, okay? That leaves you enough tonnage left over. Heck, you could put and it's still running with the internal combustion engine, so you don't have to worry about having any energy weapons, because that would just add more tonnage for heat sinks. So the version I have has 5 LRM 5s, 1 SRM 6 for, you know, hey, you want to have a little something close, right? And a machine gun. Hey, in the day and age of, you're always going to see some type of infantry running around, so you might as well have something that will take care of them. Now, this is the quandary I was looking at. It still has the 4.5 tons of armor on board for 72 points. You could have gone with maybe downgrading that SRM6 to an SRM2 and take 2 of those tons and add more armor. So you could add 30 more points of armor. And it's the current configuration I have it with the 5 LRMs and 1 SRM6 and machine gun is 570 5 battle value. So a little bit more, but then you have something that shoots out at range. And then you could work this in conjunction with your SRM carrier, light SRM carrier. So if you had a lance of these guys, you could have one of these in there, or maybe 2 and 2. All right. So you got something that's up close and something that's providing a little bit of downrange firepower. And yes, it's typically you're going to be doing 3-point shot blocks with it, but you know, you're going to do some damage downrange, and then once the bays are done, you can move in. And let's see, you get 20. Yeah, you'd have 24 turns of fire with this thing for long downrange, which is plenty, more than enough. Heck, you might even consider dropping one of those tons of ammo for a second ton of SRM ammo and maybe Infernos. You know, go that route. That'd be interesting. So you can have the infantry doing the burning dance or just cooking other vehicles. That's the one thing about people don't think about. Infernos hitting vehicles that don't have heat sinks. Yeah, it's like, hello, crit time. So there you go. That is kind of like how I'm looking at the light SRM carrier. Yeah, there's ways of changing it. Heck, even the standard version with the 5 SRMs, convert one of those SRMs to an LRM launcher with a ton of ammo, or actually could probably, yeah, go that route, and then have 1 more ton left over for armor. You know, go the distance there, or a machine gun. You know, for it's a little more up close. Go that route. Then you have something that provides a little bit of downrange, and then you have something in close. You know, it's more of a balanced approach to the vehicle. So I don't know what you guys would think about that. So, but that is it. That's the Light SRM Carrier. It has potential. I have to give it that. And it has its options in there. You can do things with it. All right, that's it. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Hellcrags out.